Good evening and welcome to Football Friday Night. Alongside John Rawlings, I'm Jason Geiser, and we kick off week 6 of the season at the top of the WBL.
The defending league champs of St. Mary's are looking to repeat as the Rough Riders dropped 70 points on Canton last week. Now Doug Fry and company travel to Elida to take on the Bulldogs. As the head coach at St. Mary's, Fry is an impressive 15-0 against Elida in his Rough Rider career. The voice of the Riders, Michael Hearn, discovered that nugget this week. And St. Mary's wasn't about to allow their coach's perfect record go down. On the very first play of the game, Ty Schlosser has nothing but green in front of him. The Rough Riders are off and running as they draw first blood on offense. St. Mary's special teams was ready to roll tonight as well. Sean Perry fields one, and he hops on his horse. The senior running back housing the punt for 7 more. St. Mary's leads 14-0. To get the ball back after forcing a 3-and-out, Schlosser finds the end zone untouched. It's 21-zip in favor of St. Mary's. Elida looking to get things started, but how about some of that Rough Riders defense? Carter Ballweg takes advantage of the good old-fashioned tip drill. He has 2 pick sixes tonight. St. Mary's rolls 63-13. Both Van Wert and Canton are 3-2 on the year thus far. The Wildcats trying to bounce back from a 41-point loss last week, while the Cougars are riding a 2-game win streak. Early in the first quarter, Nate Place takes it right up the middle and easily finds his way into the end zone to put Van Wert on the board first. A couple minutes later, it's Canton's turn. Jaron Sharp using the always effective pump fake, launching it downfield and connecting with his top target, Jaden Cornell. The sophomore goes ahead and takes it all the way into the end zone, but Canton misses the extra point. They trail by 1. Near the end of the first, Van Wert on the goal line. Nate Place rolls out and finds Drew Johnson. Van Wert wins their 3rd straight game, beating Canton 60-33. In the Northwest Conference, the defending league champs of Spencerville are on a 4-game win streak. They host Crestview, who's coming off their first loss of the season. Tied at 14 apiece in the second quarter until Wade Sheets decides to change that in a matter of 13 seconds. Heading to the far sideline and zigzagging around one last defender, the senior gives Crestview their first lead of the game. The Knights going for 2, giving themselves a 22-14 lead. 6 minutes later, they get the ball back. The big 200-pound running back, Brody Brecht, finds Pater. Crestview again goes for 2, making it a 16-point ball game. Spencerville trying to score before the end of the half. The handoff is to Kale Lee, cutting back up midfield before Drew Klein stops a would-be touchdown. The Knights quarterback is also a difference maker on D. The Bearcats get all the way down to the 3, but on 4th down, Klein is there to save the day again. Crestview wins a nail-biter 50-49. We have a heavyweight fight in the Blanchard Valley Conference. In the red and black corner, it's the undefeated top-ranked team in the state, Macomb, while their opponents, donning the purple and yellow, are also without a blemish on the record and are ranked 5th in the state polls. Macomb travels to Lipsick for this week's Spotlight game.
The Football Friday Night Spotlight game is brought to you by D&D Trucking and Services.
Lipsick and Macomb are ranked 1st and 2nd in the league in team offense. The Panthers averaging just over 47 points per game, while the Vikings average a shade above 38. We start with the field goal. Tanner Schrader showing off his leg to start, nailing the 38-yarder. Macomb leads 3-0. The Panthers strike again soon after. Keegan Lowe finds some daylight, and no one is going to catch that man. 65 yards to the house. Macomb jumps ahead 10-0. Moving into the second quarter, Lipsick looking for answers, and they find it with the tandem of Dylan Schrader and Cole Williamson. The pair hook up for a nice 43-yard gain. Vikings moving the chains, and Gavin Lomley gets the 3 remaining yards Lipsick needed for a touchdown. Vikings down 3, but Macomb was just too strong tonight. Lau cuts through the defense and houses this one from 23 yards out. Macomb hands Lipsick their first loss of the season. Panthers on top 38-7. In the track, Lima Senior is still searching for their first conference win. They're on the road at Fremont Ross. The Little Giants are 2-3. Spartans getting defensive early. The ball is bobbled in the backfield, and Caleb Dugan jumps on the loose ball, but Lima Senior is unable to convert. Later on, Hayden Lehman dumps a pass to Durante Harden. He has some speed as he goes up the sideline, and Harden gets into the end zone. Lima Senior falls 45-28. Finley is coming off their first conference win of the season. Now the Trojans will try and bring home back-to-back victories for the first time this year. Finley playing without senior quarterback Tanner Rickle after suffering an ankle injury last Friday. Final minutes of the half, Clay driving, but RJ Nunn jumps the route and takes one in. The pick 6 puts Finley up 27-0 at the half. Third quarter, Trojans seeking pay dirt again. Pat Dillon keeps it himself. Finley wins their first home game of the season, 42-13.
And that's how we draw to a close another Football Friday night. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to everyone here who helps us put the show on the air.
Week 6 of the season isn't quite over yet. Jefferson hosts Paulding in a Northwest Conference affair tomorrow night. Join me for highlights from that game and much more. But until I see you then, have a great night.